GMS.
Gaming Morning Show.
Ah, the sounds of morning.
Early in the morning,
Birds singing.
gotta feed the donkey.
The sun peeking
When
above the
you
horizon.
feed the donkey,
The gentle nudge from your morning alarm clock.
this is what he says.
A subtle reminder that today is a new day. A new day for you to watch Gaming Morning Show. the show where you'll find science lessons.
It says, when I bake bread, I give thousands of yeast organisms false hope by feeding them sugar before ruthlessly cooking them to death in an oven and eating their corpses. Wow.
I thought you
think
were
about bread a whole new way.
I thought you were about to say orgasms for a second there. Did either of you ever have that happen when you were in like biology class and you're reading
Have an orgasm? I've never orgasmed during
the biology text doesn't do that for you? It's like, oh yeah.
Great deals.
computers and accessories special bundle.
Mike, they got the super chroma color in. Did you know they had that? You overpaid for your computer.
By a lot. I wonder if, do you think they price match?
They might. Well, this is half off.
Can you take a screenshot of this and try to get a store price match?
And linguistic perfection.
Is that like when I roll my R's?
Do it again.
Romance.
Great.
Romance. See, everyone.
Romance.
It's not a hiss.
So let me hear your battle cry.
Kiki. Oh!
Kiki what?
As we all charge into Gaming Morning Show.
More like Kiki. Whoa, am I right?
Now, if only I could find a way out of this box. I'll catch up. 'Cause GMS starts right now.
Morning, gamer. It's Gaming Morning Show. Welcome in Wednesday, January 12th, 2022. We are excited to have you along Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at gamingmorningshow.tv. 3 hours planned coming up, action-packed show. We have a guest to announce for Friday's show. We have Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming News, birthdays, this day in gaming history, a whole bunch of good stuff for you on this Wednesday morning. That is Look, It's Mike O in the bottom left corner. That is Sports.Gaming in the top left, and I am Hefty Goof. Mike was out and streaming and Minecrafting and doing all sorts of stuff. You're keeping busy, my man.
Well, I was wanting to fromp it up last night. With the Fromp brothers, Pickle was here with me. He was ready to, well, not here, but he was ready to go with me. And the queue to get into the stream was a little crazy.
Oh no.
So we spent like 50 minutes, and I think I moved 2 places. And I went from 16 to 14 in almost an hour. So I was like, okay, well, I guess we're gonna do something else. So then I played Minecraft.
That sucks.
Well, I mean,
Minecraft was good.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't bad. I got to hang out with people. We had a lot of great conversation. We talked about the poop sweats. We talked about that Audrey didn't know who Shaq was, or she said she didn't know who Shaq was, and then she said, "I do, but I don't believe her." So yeah, I mean, it was some good times. We had lots of fun folks.
I like how you found a way to bring poop into the morning show, recapping your last show.
Well, I mean, it was a very serious conversation.
Okay. Does it count? Is that like the first poop mention of the day, or is that
Probably, I guess. I don't know.
At the tone, the first poop mention of the day was at ding
Okay.
Yeah, we talked about the poop sweats and the gurgles and
609.
nice.
Nice.
Good morning, Sean.
Top of the morning to you.
It's good to see you. Did you have a nice evening?
Yeah, we had a pretty nice evening. We usually on Tuesdays my wife works and she's gone and I do my own thing, but she didn't work last night because she has some training thing today instead, and they can't make her do the training after working 12 hours. Something about not being allowed to work like 20 hours straight or something.
Strange.
I don't know.
Wow.
And so she was home, so we put the kids to bed, and we just recently signed up for climbing memberships at the climbing gym because we've been getting the kids into it, and we were doing the math, and we're like, oh, we only have to go like 3 times a month to like have it pay for itself. So we're like, we could do that. And so we went, and we're like, oh, well, if we have memberships, it's easier to just drop in and climb for like an hour, because you've already paid for it. So we got the kids to bed. They closed at 10, and so we were like, yeah, let's go for just a little bit. And so we went climbing last night, and that was a lot of fun. Felt good. And then on the very end, my wife slipped off of a route she was working on and twisted her ankle. So
Oh no!
and we dealt with that all night.
Oh no!
So she's laid up a little bit, but she'll be all right.
If you could check your captions link, I'd appreciate that, Sean. Jack is here this morning. Kiki Low. Hyper is here this morning. It's good to see you. Gabe Pride, thank you for not only being here, but also giving us a host on Twitch this morning. Scott Chick. Oh my gosh, Scott Chick. I hope your power came back on. Yesterday I saw Scott Chick bundled up with a cat underneath the blankets because the power, not the power was up, but the heater was out. It sounds awful. So I hope you're doing okay. Downs is here as well this morning. Coming up at 7:25 a.m. Pacific time, we'll talk to Terry Peters, senior lifestyle editor for Yahoo. We'll talk about kids, video games, and anxiety. That's coming up. Theo should probably be here later. I don't know. Maybe. Could happen. Probably should have just asked. I don't know. Figure it out. Kiki Low wants to know, are you bouldering or top roping, Sean?
Bouldering.
You're not top
Yeah,
roping?
it's just a bouldering gym. We'd have to go all the way up to Portland or all the way down to Eugene to sport climb, and it's so far. So just bouldering.
So far away. Who's the best top roper in wrestling history?
What do you mean? In terms of what? Like,
Who had like the best top rope move? Rey Mysterio?
no, what? Randy Savage.
Oh, really?
That elbow, man. Yeah.
I was trying to point
Randy
to
Savage elbow drop.
Okay.
Yeah. Hands down.
All right.
It was pretty.
Well, did you know, fun story, Randy Savage, the Macho Man, figured out how to do that move, but started bouldering. Was at a rock climbing gym and then fell off one time and then dropped an elbow right on someone who was laying on the floor. It was like, wait a second. No? I must have misread something. Dallas goes, elbow drop, not Jeff Hardy's moonsault?
The Swanton bomb. And no.
Okay. All right. Fine. Today is Kiss a Ginger Day. It's National Marzipan Day. What the hell is marzipan?
It's a food thing for cooking or eating. Or
What
both.
a vivid description.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it in my mind's eye right now. Tell me more.
Good, right? It's good, right?
Doesn't it have raisins in
It's
it?
got. Yeah, probably. I don't know. You can put raisins in anything.
That's true. You probably could. National Pharmacist Day, National Youth Day, National Curried Chicken Day.
Heck yeah.
Don't know if I've ever heard a
I like
better
curried
excuse
chicken.
for you to get. Yeah. You could do Thai fry Friday. Thai fry. What's
Fry time.
That's
but it's
one.
Wednesday.
You could
It's
do it on
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Fry Wednesday. Oh, doesn't work as good,
Doesn't
but we
roll
could
off the tongue.
because that does sound delicious. So we will have to do that.
Perfect. It's also National Hot Tea Day.
Who doesn't love hot tea?
Hot.
Good hot tea is pretty
Hot
fantastic.
tea.
Yeah, I don't really like hot tea. I like iced tea a lot. Unsweetened iced tea is my favorite thing, but hot tea.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't think I ever have hot tea unless I'm not feeling well.
I use it to keep my throat going during like 3 games and the 3 games a day over 4 days. Like I use tea for that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I use the letter T a lot.
Is it a hot tea though?
Sometimes it's real hot.
How many times are you pressing it?
It was on our Twitter this morning. If it's in beat the heat
Sorry, what?
superphonic, then it could be a hot tea. That was a good clip. Check it out, twitter.com/watchgms. Today's topic of the day, National Take the Stair Day. So we're asking you, how often do you take the stairs, and where's the best elevator you've ever been in? Because, like, I'm a sucker for glass elevators, especially those that, like, look out over stuff. And there was one, I think it was an Orlando hotel, where, like, the first 7 or 8 floors, you were inside. But then if you went higher than that, I think the thing was like 25 stories high, then you turned out and you could see like across Orlando on the other side.
Oh,
It was awesome.
That's cool.
I thought so.
oh.
It's great.
Best elevator.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't think an elevator's ever like made such an impact that I remember it.
We need to find you some cool
really-
elevators.
I really liked the elevator at the place we worked because it carried me away from that job every day. So I made me pretty happy.
I thought about the place we used to work together because I actually used to take the stairs a whole bunch there because otherwise we were just sitting around for
floor.
Yeah, exactly. We used to just sit around for 12 straight hours, and so
Mike job number 4073.
it was good exercise.
Indeed.
Hyper says, I actually kind of love stairs. One of the forms of exercise, and I couldn't do it now to save my life. I was able to do it maybe 2 years ago, but no, I'm so out of shape at this point. But I used to love to run stairs. There's a high school like 2 blocks from where we live, and so you go there, and you could just run up and down the stairs. I don't mind that. It's pretty good exercise.
Indeed. It is. I go up and down the stairs every day here. I never take the elevator at home. I just use the stairs every time.
That's a good choice. A very good choice. Take the stairs at the house.
Jack says, I have bad
tried.
knees, but my doctor said stairs are great exercise if you have bad knees. Don't know how that math works.
Yeah, no, that makes no sense. And you're in a lot of pain, you should make yourself in more pain.
Good moron to you, Luna Love. Same glass elevators, the one at the hospital here. I love glass elevators. I mean, I think it's been a while since I've been at the Space Needle, but I thought the Space Needle had a pretty cool elevator too. I could be making that up.
Oh.
It's fast.
Maybe that's what it was.
Be better
it's
than being
it's real
slow.
fast. If I remember correctly, it's not great in terms of like, I don't think it has windows. Like I think it's fully enclosed, but it does go really fast.
Okay.
But I could be remembering it wrong too.
It's been a long
There's
time.
there's a hotel down in Anaheim that we've stayed at during Disney trips that has a pretty good glass elevator. It's not a very tall hotel. I think it's only like 5 or 6 floors, but the view's pretty good. So
I never take the stairs at home.
Why does it say I'm spectating? Oh no.
interesting.
Join
I got put on the orange
no.
team.
I'm on the blue team.
I'm on a beautiful searching page.
What's going on?
Now I'm joining.
No.
Let's see what game I get into. We're trying to play
Oh.
Rocket League this morning.
Okay,
Oh, now
Here we
what?
that was unusual.
really, really weird.
So did you start playing a game and then now we're getting queued into a game?
Yep.
Yeah,
And I was
Yeah,
on the other team.
That's nuts.
it was cool though because the nets were out, like
Yeah.
set out, like during the
Hockey.
hockey one, but now it's just regular.
So there's
Yeah.
okay. So we're all on the
that was
blue
like
team. We're all together. Look at this, reunited, and it feels so. I missed you.
I missed the other team.
Oh, I'm gonna go over here to this goal. Mike doesn't want to play with me.
I'm still gonna pretend I'm on their team.
Okay, that's always a good technique. Is when you don't want to be with the person you're with, just pretend there's somebody else.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh
I would have laughed too if Mike had jumped into a game where they were like up 7-0 or something like that.
no. Yes. I'm doing great.
Hyper goes, when I moved to the city, I went from having stairs nowhere to living on 3 floors and having a 3-4 floor climb between most classes. Everyone looked at me like I was nuts when I started running. I was in the best cardio-wise fitness of my life.
Running up the stairs.
I just oh, and I got credit for it because someone bumped me into
Nice.
it. So I'm watching this Julie just kind of climb the stairs there, but like miss. I'm like, oh, Sean's just gonna boop it in, and then this person smacked me into the ball.
Nice. You got me the assists.
There you go. That's all that matters. What's this thing that Kiki was talking about? Do you know what the docu-film that you responded to? Free Solo?
Free Solo, yeah. It's a climbing documentary about free soloing is where you climb routes that you would usually use a rope, but you don't use a rope, and it's very dangerous.
That sounds terrifying.
No, yeah, it's absolutely terrifying, and the documentary is filmed in a very, like, you really feel it, so it's a very, very sweaty film. It's great. It's really well done, even for someone who like doesn't climb. But yeah, it's terrifying.
Have you ever rock climbed, Mike?
I don't do heights.
Oh, that's right.
However, where I worked in New York, there was a lot of climbing, and as part of training, you would clip in and do some of it, and I'd always go up like 3 feet, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. Like, look, I climbed it. Now get me down."
I remember.
Yeah, you had to learn how to like belay and do all that stuff. So I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
I mean, it looks like fun.
Nope,
But-
it doesn't.
It's way too difficult for me. I mean, again, anything's better with practice, right? But I remember we went to Smith Rock, which is in Central Oregon, and everyone was trying to climb, and I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And like, I felt like I was about 28 feet off the ground, and I looked down, and it was like 2 steps. I get back down there. I tried. At least tried.
Somebody help me! Yeah, you're like, come up here and get me! Like, you're literally take a step down.
Just step down, right? I've climbed for a long time. I learned in college and climbed a lot. Around the time my wife and I got together, that was something we did with some friends, and then we moved to Portland together. What a mess over here, man. We moved to Portland together, and when we moved up to Portland, we moved up there and then found jobs. So we knew we were going to be pretty tight on money initially. So when I finished college, I took all of the books that I had, all the textbooks I had still, and I sold them, and specifically used the money that I sold the books for to buy summer climbing memberships for the two of us. So we had something that was already paid for that we could go do. There was a gym within walking distance of the place we were moving into, and we climbed a lot that summer, which was really cool because we both got really strong and in shape for climbing. And then we made the mistake of having kids and stopped climbing because
Kids ruin everything.
kids ruin everything.
So you made me think of 2 things just now. One, holy cow, your textbooks must have been spendy. But number 2, someone on Twitter yesterday put, it just dawned on me that someday my kid, if he decides to have kids, will be able to watch archives of me when I was 20-something talking about, and then had a whole bunch of the things that she talks about. And I was just like, oh no, Sean just made a clip where his kids can go back and hear him say, I made the mistake of having kids, even though I know you didn't mean it.
So it's been fun that now that the kids are getting old enough to go and actually like start learning. Because we've gone a couple times when they were younger and it was fun, but it was like, yeah, it's more you have to follow them around and babysit them. But now they're old enough that they can actually start getting it, and so that's why we decided to get memberships and start getting back into climbing shape. So it's been really fun.
Nice. Hyper said hot tea is though iced tea is the default. I guess in my brain maybe it is. If someone says tea, though, I still think of a hot cup of tea.
Yeah.
I would love to know, too. I remember my mom would always make sun tea, which basically was brewing iced tea, but you did it outside in the sun.
Yeah.
And I don't know, did it actually, like, make it taste any different?
No.
I mean, how
No
could
idea.
it, right? Like, does the sun make something taste different?
Made with the taste of the sun.
Just like those sun-made raisins.
Yeah.
Or sun-kissed. The orange soda that's brewed by the sun. That's where all the natural caffeine of Diet Sun-Kissed comes from, is from the sun.
Nice.
That was incredible.
Just like I drew it up. We got Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming News coming up next.
In the States, though, yeah, it is usually just tea, Hyper. Generally, yeah, tea is the default. Iced tea is what Ryan drinks.
What Ryan drinks? Well, happy National Hot Tea Day.
You got something in your throat?
Probably. All right.
Opa!
We did it! We're one of life's winners right off the bat. How about that? Great way to start the show.
You are one
streak
of
is
life's
alive.
winners.
What is the streak at, Sean?
1.
Yay! Well on our way to 100
So
straight
good.
wins in Rocket League. Hyper says, gotcha. Thought it might be a regional thing. Nope. I do think of coffee in terms of hot coffee. Even though I drink a good amount of iced coffee, too. So, still think you need the adjective iced in front of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love iced coffee.
We mentioned today's National Stairs Day, or Take the Stairs Day. We're also going to tell you about some Scottish siblings in their 30s who meet for the first time. We're going to tell you about a class that's designed on boosting happiness. Its popularity has skyrocketed because of COVID-19. And The Eternals is out. Entertainment Tonight tells about some celebrities who are in some, quote, hilarious outtakes. We'll tell you about those stories coming up on this edition of Gaming Morning Show. 6:28 West Coast, it is 9:28 out East, and is 2:28 for those watching GMS in the afternoon. Let's get the news. Here's hashtag video game expert Sean.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, January 12th, 2022, and this is your Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming News. I think we've talked about the new Kirby game before, back when it was originally announced. It's Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and we got a new trailer for that yesterday, which details some of the abilities in the game and gave us a release date. Turns out this game is going to be coming out in March the 25th. Man, that was really hidden in the middle of that story. Coming out on March 25th for the Nintendo Switch. And this game is an interesting Kirby game because it's more open world. And it seems to be a post-apocalyptic game. A la The Last of Us, but with Kirby.
I'm sorry, what?
So, yeah, there's like subtle hints to it being post-apocalyptic. So it'll be interesting to check this out and see if that's actually like part of the storyline or if it's just a bunch of Easter eggs they've put in there. But this does look interesting. I've always like tried the demos of Kirby games, and I get about 5 minutes into it and I'm like, this just isn't for me. But this one does look a little bit more sophisticated, being more open world, more 3D. So we'll check it out. Kirby's big thing is always that he can eat enemies and steal abilities, and that continues in this game. So they showed off some of that in the trailer, so you can check that out for sure. So yeah, maybe we'll have to be checking this out for March 25th. Good old Kirby.
What happened? Did Kirby finally just eat everything? And so it's in a post-apocalyptic world?
Are we the player responsible for the apocalypse?
Oh no.
Find out. Kirby in the Forgotten Land in March, allegedly the 25th.
Allegedly the 25th.
Yeah, no, it looks fun though. In our next news story, the PlayStation 5 shortage continues. And in a Bloomberg report, although this comes to us from Adam Bankhurst of IGN, Sony's told everybody that they've had to up their PlayStation 4 production throughout 2022 to help compensate for the PlayStation 5 shortage, which makes sense. They decided to produce more PlayStation 4s than initially planned to help fill the supply vacuum and keep gamers within the PlayStation ecosystem. It also seems to have been a strategy to help relationships with like the actual like production companies, the like can't think of the word I'm looking for, but like the factories that are producing the units, since they haven't been able to have as large orders as they would usually for the PlayStation 5s. To keep that relationship happy, they've increased the production of PlayStation 4s. That way the manufacturing partners still get a pretty good deal.
Did you call it the supply vacuum?
Yeah, the supply vacuum. That was a quote from Adam Bankers.
Wow.
It's a supply vacuum. Also, something in this article, it says Sony has confirmed to Bloomberg that PlayStation 4 production would continue throughout 2022, and something auto recognized PlayStation 4 Pro from PlayStation 4 production and linked to a PlayStation 4 Pro. Oh, no. And it's really funny. In our last news story of the day, there's a Betty White tribute coming to Twitch in the form of a Golden Girls role-playing game. And everyone should check this out because it sounds fantastic. This is from Charlie Hall of Polygon. A cast of experienced tabletop role players will pay tribute to the late Betty White next week in the best way they know how, with a Golden Girls themed actual play session live streamed on Twitch. Donations received during the game will benefit the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, one of Betty White's favorite charitable organizations. And it is going to take place next Monday, the 17th at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And it is going to be on the Pixel Circus Twitch stream. So you can find that twitch.tv/Pixel Circus.
I saw yesterday that like there's a Hulu series that like takes place in the Golden Girls like world, and Betty White was still in like it appears in 24 episodes or something.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think it was ready, but they like threw it out there because Betty White passed away, and I think her birthday is coming up on the 17th. So
sure is.
Nice. Always last, but not least, we finish off today's Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News with the world-renowned segment within a segment where we take a look at what is out today. Like Mushroom Wars 2, which is out on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series S. Monster Hunter Rise is out on PC. And for the most prestigious award in video game focused morning shows, your favorite segment within a segment within a segment, today's name of the morning goes to The Kids We Were Complete Edition, out on PC.
Because the first one was the incomplete edition.
That's right. Now this is the complete.
Okay.
Also, it kind of got defaulted because I knew too much about the other two that were out today.
I was gonna say, Lost Mushroom Plays Wars 2 for PS5, Xbox Series X and S. All right. The Kids We Were.
Kids We Were.
The complete edition. Out today, available for PC. It is our name of the morning and could grow up to be name of the month. And if it does, good news. We're going to give it away. I got an answer back about appearing on the show from our name of the month for July. I got a yes or no. Was informed that they were not interested. Don't blame them. Don't blame them at all. But we will still give away their game.
Oh my god.
I wish they would have told me if it was because, hey, our game's been out for 6 months. We're good.
What if their game
we've
bombs?
moved on?
That'd be horrible.
Oh,
And they're like, why are you Why are you doing this to us? It's so screwed up.
That's true. I hadn't even considered that. That would have been awful of me. Okay. So there you go.
The developer was like, "This was the worst moment of my life when I let this game out." And here's this guy who's like, "Hey, I want to come talk about your game."
I mean, they did say thank you for picking us. So,
Yeah.
you know, let's,
So at least they're cordial, is what you're
exactly.
saying. Like, that's good.
So, congratulations.
Boy.
Congratulations to our July name of the month, of course, but also congratulations to today's name of the morning, because we were.
Hashtag GMS name of the morning.
Follow us on Twitter for more of that. And if you want to become a Patreon subscriber, go to patreon.com/gamingmorningshow. Top of the moron.
Good moron.
To you, Master Jordy, it's good to see you. Down says they know what they are doing when they name the game. Do they? Do they know that there is a show that picks a game for name of the morning solely because of the name of the game?
I hope so.
I mean, eventually they will. I mean, we explained it to them. We reach out and say, hey, we pick a name or a game just based solely on the name every single morning, and yours won. So, speaking of video games, we will have... Wait, did I just pull a sports.gaming segue?
Sure did.
We will have one of the creators of Garden of the Sea, which launches on Thursday. So tomorrow on Out Today, you'll probably hear about this game. We'll have an interview with Flippy, who's one of the people behind the game, coming up on Friday at 7:25 a.m. Pacific time. Garden of the Sea is a kind of like a crafting and exploration game, but it's very much at your own pace. And I think there's a VR element to it too. So we'll tell you more about that game coming up. Garden of the Sea out on January 13th. It's now 6:38 on the West Coast. Let's head to a Ben Hooper story of the day. And this is in Scotland, where, again, Scott Chick is without a heater. To kind of close the loop on that, Scott Chick told us, I mean, Scotland's winter is not the best time for the heating system to break down, but the winds can be embraced. Lol, said Scott Chick. But yeah, still without heat, so we're thinking about you, Scott Chick. Hope everything's as good as it can be. The folk were out looking at it today. They're hopefully getting the parts to fix it tomorrow. So we're thinking you, Scott Chick.
Sweet.
Was Scott Chick one of the siblings, Mike?
I don't know. Maybe. But
Unconfirmed.
maybe that's the problem. Maybe she needs to go on eBay. Because if she were, she might find one of her long lost siblings. Like this pair of Scottish siblings who grew up in the same city. Met for the first time in their 30s thanks to an eBay purchase that led to a family connection. Ross Kalkohan, 37, who shared his story on Twitter, said he and his sister Erin, 31, met Monday. Ross said the story of the reunion began 2 years earlier when he bought a Hearts versus Liverpool soccer game program on eBay. He said he received a message from the seller saying his purchase was being refunded, and the seller then explained why. He was the father Kalkohan had never met. Kalkohan said the eBay purchase led to his getting to know his father's side of the family, but the COVID-19 pandemic got in the way of his meeting his sister until Monday. Okay. We laughed, we cried, and we shared stories. I felt like we'd known each other our entire lives. Kalkohan tweeted it was extremely nervous, but it was an absolutely beautiful and life-affirming experience. He wrote that he found he had a lot in common with his long-lost sibling. We talked about our lives and experiences, which seemed remarkably similar. Erin studied at Glasgow School of Art, whereas I attended Edinburgh College of Arts. Great.
Nice.
Still trying to put the connection here, but that's fine.
That's Scott Chick.
Oh, yeah.
She's-
Oh, that's her new. Yeah. I was very confused though.
Clearly one of the siblings.
Yeah, and the cat is the other one.
Reunited.
So
Does
yeah,
it feel so
it's
good?
still kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy though that these people live together like in the same town. Never knew who they were.
Did they mention what the eBay item was?
Yes, it was a Hearts versus Liverpool soccer game program.
I was going to say, wouldn't it be hilarious if, like, it was like a family heirloom or something like that? It's like, I've been searching for this for years. Oh, yeah.
Well, it's crazy. It says he received a message from the seller saying his purchase was being refunded, and then the seller explained why, that he was his dad.
That's hopefully an other option that you type in as opposed to like a default option where it's like it didn't fit, no longer wanted it. The seller was my dad.
I'm gonna spend the rest of the day on eBay now, like ordering things and seeing if somebody cancels when they're telling me they're my relative.
Scott Chick says Edinburgh is one big city. Lol. So, how do you say that name? We typed it up there, Scott Chick. Cole Quahone?
Cold cuts?
It was funny watching the captions trying to decipher what you were trying to say.
The captions just give one of these.
Who knows?
The little shrug emoji guy.
Well, there you go. That's a story from Ben Hooper of UPI. Coming up, we'll tell you about another story from Ben, a Yale class on boosting happiness. Colquan is what Scott Chick suggests it might be. Colquan.
Yeah, cold cuts.
Used to be my favorite sandwich at Subway. The Colquan Trio.
Coca combo. Ooh. Get in my face.
It's, I think, the only time that I've had bologna in the last 20 years is on that sandwich.
I didn't realize it was on there.
Thank you for the host on Twitch, Master Jordy. We certainly appreciate that. Snufkin is here. Good moron to you, Snufkin. Ah, Mike's favorite game.
Oh, fudge. I missed it. Yeah, Pickle was trying to convince me to play this last night while we were waiting, and I shared my feelings for Rocket League.
Top of the moron.
Now, yeah, Snufkin showed up in a couple of streams yesterday, and it was interesting because I had just been sorting through Twitter lists, and I saw Snufkin's name, and I was like, I haven't seen Snufkin in forever, and sure enough, that was enough to summon Snufkin. So good moron to you, Snufkin.
Top of the moron.
Get away!
I missed. Was busy looking at chat.
Oopsie.
Yeah, Bologna. Haven't had Bologna in a while.
My Bologna has a first name. It's OSCAR. Think we'll get DMCA'd for that?
Yeah.
How
Were you in
awful
the
would that
commercial?
be? Like, we've never gotten DMCA'd ever, and then what DMCA's is the freaking Oscar Mayer baloney song. Like,
I just
the
think
Oscar Mayer baloney people are just waiting. They're like, oh, we heard it. Just hit the button.
I just think if someone sees the spelling for baloney, that's when they're like, okay, listen, yeah, English is useless. Like, that's how does that make sense in the least? Bologna. Top of the moron to you.
Good moron.
Needle is here. It's good to see you this morning. Snufkin says, so that's why my nose itched so badly yesterday. It always does when I'm being summoned. You get summoned often, Snufkin? It'd be hilarious. Snufkin like is popping up all over the world right now. They're like, you rang? Today's topic of the day, we're asking you about taking the stairs. Do you enjoy taking the stairs? And if so, how often do you do so? Also, what's the best elevator? Because obviously, if stairs are available to you, there's likely an elevator, maybe in an office building. So, yeah, I like glass elevators. I like hotel elevators, but I'm not heights adverse, so. Needle said, ooh, no. Okay. I like the first 2/3 of stairs. It's the last, like, third that's always the hardest. Like, it was when we were walking up those 11 flights of stairs at our old job. I remember being like, oh, the first 7, not that bad. You get to, like, that final 4, you're like, ugh.
You know what's harder than walking upstairs, and this is gonna sound really ridiculous, but walking downstairs for a long period of time is brutal.
Walking downstairs is harder on your muscles.
It is. So
Eccentric contractions.
to add to the list of jobs, I think I've talked about this one, but I was a security guard out in Portland for a while, And one of the jobs that I had was because when I started, right, they give you the crappy ones. Well, we would go to some of the high-rise buildings that was having work done. So like their fire alarm systems would be off because otherwise it would just always kick on. So what you'd have to do is ride the elevator to the top floor, and then walk down and across every level. Because I mean, you were basically the smoke detector, and it sucked because the next day, like after my first shift, I couldn't walk.
Oh no!
I was like, I called in and I was like, hey, so I'm not gonna be in the work today. And they're like, why? Well, and first of all, I also had the flu because it. How did I not get an assist for that? Just because I hit the guy, or whatever. But yeah, so they had me working like 4 shifts in 48 hours. So I was like beat and sick and then couldn't walk. So it was like just the worst day ever.
Oh.
Yeah,
Sounds
walking
awful.
downstairs sucks too. Because your muscles are adverse to walking muscles. Ad libs.
Mic job number 32.
Whatever Sean said.
Mike and I are just medical sponges.
Yeah.
Sean says something about it, and we're just instantly able to regurgitate that information.
Yep. Just like the fact that I've been doing the show for 13 months and still remember the gaming morning stuff like it's yesterday.
Verbatim.
Never got it wrong once.
Needle says, bummer. Needle says, I am fat. I do not do stairs. I am a man of size, but I do like stairs.
I don't. No thanks.
Occasionally. Jordy says, sometimes I even take the stairs from the 1st through 8th floors of the hospital. Let's go, Jordy. Jack says, I have a fear of heights, but had to work in the tallest building in Taiwan. Tallest in the world at the time. Yep. Well, we were talking about that. My family and I are supposed to be at a hotel next week. And I remember staying at this hotel when I was younger. I was in high school. And I loved it because it was a circular shape, but it was also like 40-some floors high. It was great. I had a really good time. And so I booked that particular hotel because I think my daughter would get a kick out of it to be up that high. And my wife's like, wait, what? I have to sleep how high in the air? It's like, but you're in the room. But I get it.
Yeah, it's just the building.
Irrational thoughts, man. Irrational thoughts.
Most people aren't scared of like heights in that way.
I think that's what Jack's describing, though. Fear of heights, had to work in the tallest building.
Just trying to get Sean now.
We lost. The streak is over.
Wow.
Ripped the streak.
Wow.
We had so many chances. It's over.
So many chances and doesn't feel great.
6:49 West Coast, 9:50 now on the East Coast, 2:50 for those watching GMS in the UK. Snufkin, not all the time, but it's often enough that I fear I'll look like Tycho Brahe. So,
I like Tonka trucks. Is that the same thing?
I'm sorry, Snufkin, I don't know what that is.
How do you not know who Tycho Brahe is?
K-Laugh! I need to know.
Where is Kyle? Is he here? I'm looking through my notes. I don't see a request for time off.
Wow. I mean, K-Laugh's probably here, just hanging out.
He's been
Chilling.
doing this a lot. We have to have a
Controversy.
meeting.
Okay.
Jordy! He's close to Kyle. Go to his house and tell him
Knock
you
on
have
the
a
door.
question.
Jack goes, surprisingly, I sort of got over it while working that job, but I often trained with my back to the window so I didn't look out. Wow. A Danish astronomer, Tycho Brahe.
Ooh.
Of course.
That was my second guess. All right, let's do birthdays this day in gaming history. If you have a birthday to celebrate, please let us know in the chat so we can celebrate with you.
Did you get anything good out of that package? When Ryan just opened up one of them ball things, right? He goes, wah, 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 wah. It was a weird, you know, when you get
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
I mean,
One of the ball things.
No, I heard it open the thing. I don't know.
Well,
It's whatever. Never mind.
did you open up a?
I closed the game, so I hope not.
Well, what was weird was when we had the first Rocket League game, I was hearing the sound of the game starting, but I was on the searching screen, so I thought I was getting some of your audio somewhere, one of yours. It was really bizarre. So maybe there's still something connected.
So weird.
Maybe it's
Thanks.
Is
Rocket
Bob
League.
playing Rocket League?
Dang it. Hey, where's that other controller, Ryan? Can you find both of them?
It's not here. Did you get the controller again?
I think Hefty Wife is like sneaking Bob things. I think we need some like cameras in there.
We need to have a Bob investigation.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Please help.
Kyle.
Let's take a look at
Investigate, Bob.
birthdays. Actress Kirstie Alley turned 71 today.
Man, she had a birthday last year too. That's crazy. Did you
How many birthdays do you need?
see her fun facts? One
No,
of her
I
first
didn't.
TV show appearances was in an episode of The Love Boat, exciting and new. The Love Boat, we're expecting you. The Love Boat.
I like the.
I should figure out the actual lyrics to the song.
Howard Stern has a birthday today. Is 68. 68.
Wow, he's old.
One more year.
Yeah,
He's been doing radio for 50 years.
7,000 years. Jeez.
NBA's Dominique Wilkins turned 62 today.
What did they used to call him?
I want to say the Dream, but I'm making that up. No, that was Hakeem Olajuwon.
That's Hakeem. Something about like dunking. Though.
Clyde
Like,
the Glide Drexler.
Dominique. No, I don't want Domino's Pizza.
The human highlight film.
There you go.
That's a good one.
He was.
It's a long
on
nickname.
it. It is kind of a long nickname, but. Also, yes, Scott Chick, sure, you can make that your. I recorded Audrey's voicemail message last night, so feel free.
We'll clip it for you, Scott Chick. I really like the one again because of the. Actor Oliver Platt turned 61.
He's originally from Windsor, Ontario. Great. Thanks, Cleveland.com.
Rocker Rob Zombie turns 57.
Appropriate. Thank you. Hold on. His fun fact that he has 7 Grammy nominations. It's spelled H-A-Z.
It is. I like how you had to do like the deep look, just be like, "Am I absolutely sure what I'm looking at right now?"
Is that?
Oh my!
I really
gosh.
hope they did that on purpose because he's Rob Zombie, not because it was a typo.
I mean, the Z and the S are fairly close together, but I'm gonna go with Sean's story. I like it better. Better
Yeah,
in my brain.
I would imagine. Sounds about right.
Rapper Raekwon turns 52 today, part of Wu-Tang Clan.
I love Wu-Tang.
And producer Zaytoven is 42, producer disc jockey out of Atlanta.
Zaytoven?
Zaytoven.
That's incredible.
Zaytoven.
Does he has cheeseburger?
And then actress Issa Rae turns 37 today.
Issa Rae. Makes me think of like something Jar Jar Binks would say. Issa Rae. Issa. She's gonna voice Spider-Woman Jessica Drew in the upcoming Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. Followed up by hopefully Part 2.
That movie's gonna be so good.
It is. They're doing really good. It's also rapper T-Bird of B-Rock and the Biz. His birthday is, he's 55. Ooh, Zach De La... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
It's Sporty Spice's birthday.
Oh, really? She's under the... Oh, I guess she is one of the lower spices. I don't know.
One of the lower spices?
I don't know why. She should be above the fold. That's really annoying.
Wow.
Also,
wreck
her
Sporty
name
Spice.
is Melanie?
Yes.
I thought she was just Mel C. Like, what? It's
40
singer,
years, by the way.
singer Zach De La Roca of Rage Against the Machine's birthday is 52.
Nice.
There was another one that I saw that my brain went to. Oh, bassist Matt Wong, a real big fish, is 49.
Singer Zayn, formerly of One Direction, is 29.
What's it mean by formally? Like, is One Direction not a thing anymore?
Yeah, there's no direction anymore.
They all went in multiple directions.
Yeah, there's not one. There's many. Oh, it's Jeff Bezos' birthday. Way to go. Also, it's Joe Frazier's heavenly birthday. Pound for pound, one of the best boxers in history. Pow, 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 pow. Smoking Joe, Philly's finest.
This was a trivia question before the show started that Sean and I would have missed. But Tim Horton, former NHL player, but also the founder of Tim Hortons, had a birthday on January 12th. I remember when we discovered, wait, what? Tim Horton actually played hockey? Had no clue. No clue.
Do you think
No
he gets
idea.
excited when people come up to him and they're like, hey, you're the hocky guy? And he's like, yeah, I am. Because everyone's like, hey, you're the restaurant guy. And he's like, oh,
You're
sure.
the donut guy.
Fine. Hey, did you used to play hockey? Yeah. Do you want like a jersey? You want to talk about it? We can talk about it. Like, I have plenty of time. You want a car? I'll buy you a car.
What kind of moron to you? I am a piano. What? There's a real Tim Horton? Top of the moron. Yep.
Yep, it's a real person.
I think if Tim was still with us, and maybe to Tim's family, if Tim had a family, we'll do what Mike suggested, where we'll walk up to Tim's family and be like, we loved your dad as a hockey player. You have a restaurant? Needle's not happy with your lower spice comments.
Man, whatever. No offense.
Coming up on Thursday's Gaming Morning Show, Mike's definitive ranking of the Spice Girls. It's rough. Sorry, Sporty Spice.
Good moron.
Hello, Kate. We're going to do This Day in Gaming History. 2000. The year 2000.
2000.
The United States Postal Service put out a 33-cent postage stamp depicting video games, part of its series on memories of the 1980s.
The year 2000.
Sounds boring. What do you remember about the 80s? Remember video games way back when. A long time ago. 2004, Vivendi put out Fallout Brotherhood of Steel. That was for PlayStation 2 and Xbox. In 2010, Electronic Arts put out Army of Two, The 40th Day. That was for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. That same year, Capcom put out Dark Void for PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360.
Nice.
360. That always makes me chuckle.
I remember playing
Xbox 360.
one of the Army of Two games. I think I liked the fact that it was kind of a co-op thing. It reminds me of when we got a chance to play a Way Out. Had fun with that. Oh, did you find one of those, quote, series of memories from the 1980s? I like that.
Yeah, this is what 80s video games look like.
I will give them credit. I do remember a lot more laying down on the ground and playing than I do now, because TVs are mounted like up in the air. So
Yeah. Well, all the controllers were tethered to the system.
yeah, true.
So there was no way to like sit on our couch and play games. You had to sit on the floor.
Down says you can pretty much group the Mel's together. What are we doing? Why are we so angry with the Mel's of the Spice Girls?
I mean, we're not angry. They're just like, you got number one, obviously, is Ginger Spice. And then you got Baby Spice and then Posh.
We said coming up tomorrow on Gaming Morning Show. You can't give the definitive rankings today.
Yeah.
So you would have been happy with Ginger, Baby, and Posh just hanging out.
I mean, the Mel's should be there too, but they're just not the main ingredient. I don't know.
Wow.
I mean, they're cool. They're cool. I like them both.
Rewatch Spice World. You'll have a new appreciation for the Mel's.
Rewatch would assume that I once watched it.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that list that you shared is close, but Sporty Spice is too high.
Yeah, they have her at number 2.
Yeah, it's weird.
On behalf of all of us at Gaming Morning Show, I apologize to the Mel's.
They rank them based on personality, vocal chops, style, general iconicness, and then an overall score. It's very scientific.
How is she iconic? She's not. Like Posh, if you're going by iconic, Posh should be higher then.
Do you want me?
Well, that gets factored in. You can't. It's ridiculous.
Do you want me to put this in the GMS After Dark notes for you, Mike, or are you going to do that yourself?
see, Posh got dinged for a 2 out of 10 personality and a 2 out of 10 vocal chops. So that's what drug her down. She had a 9 out of 10 style and 8 out of 10 general iconicness.
Oof.
So
Hurts.
Thank you, I Am a Piano, for bringing some positivity to this with Heart by Brotherhood of Steel. Let's talk about the things we like instead of tearing down the Mel's. Jeez. Pressure. All right, Mike's got to go. We're going to say hi to Bear Bear at the top of next hour. Theo may be here, and if so, we'll say hi to Theo and have Theo with us along for the final 2 hours. Plus, coming up at 7:25 a.m. Pacific time, we'll have Terry Peters, a senior lifestyle editor for Yahoo Life. We'll talk about kids, anxiety, and video games. That's coming up in about 20 minutes from now. Everyone say goodbye to Mike. Mike has to go.
I'm going to go join the shower crew.
Oh, okay.
Listening in the shower.
Who is probably in the shower.
First.
Well, whatever you do, we'll look forward to having you back tomorrow. Mike tonight, GMS After Dark, 4:45 p.m. Pacific time with Chris and me. They're playing Hot Ones. We'll be back. Hopefully. Hour number 2 on the other side of the break. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at GamingMorningShow.tv.
nice. In a world where keyboards just won't work, one streamer is determined to make it right.
I want a D that works. I need the D to work.
A quest that would take her on a journey of a lifetime. With her baby daddy by her side.
That's how we do, baby!
It's not my baby
Blue
daddy
light
or my
mix.
anytime
just
near
got it.
soon future baby daddy.
She overcame all odds and fixed the D.
My D has been broken for so long, but I touched it. It was so good, and it feels so good to have a D that works.
This summer, Superphonic.
Sorry, KK.
Kiki Lowe star in The Lost City of D. A gaming morning show production. Coming up on Gaming Morning Show, today's interview and sports. Find GMS on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and GamingMorningshow.tv. Time for hour number 2, right now.
Morning, gamer. Gaming Morning Show continues. It is Wednesday, January 12th, 2022. Thank you for being here wherever you may be. That is Miss Theo on the top left of your screen. Good morning to you, Miss Theo.
Mike, unmute your microphone.
Today, playing the role of Mike will be Miss Theo.
Sorry, you guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
Gotta unmute the mic. Let me try that again. Ready? Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. I made it. I know how to unmute my mic. Yes,
I'm so proud of you. I like your background. It's so
Thank
purple.
you.
Purple's the best color.
It is the best color. Everyone say hi to Instagram. Hi.
Hello, Instagram, and you can follow Miss Theo on Instagram by going to I am Miss Theo. Big news coming from Miss Theo that we'll share in just a moment. Bottom left of your screen, that is sports.gaming. It is that time of day when we need to have our bae. Please, Bear, show yourself. Please, Bear, help us out.
Ooh. Wow, that's impressive.
Good to see him. I missed him.
That's impressive.
Bear.
He's so cuddly.
I'm gonna leave you with Bear for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay, Bear, hold down the fort over there at Sean's studio. Jack says, I've missed Miss Theo.
Aww. I
And
miss you guys
Snufkin says,
too.
Miss Theo or Mike Theo? Question mark.
Fail.
Miss Theo, hope you're well from down. Scott Chick says, good morning, Miss Theo. It is good to see you. Yeah, we are excited you're here because you have some big news. It was announced on your Instagram at the beginning of the year. We've talked a lot about being a Reiki master. Obviously, you lead a meditation break for us between the 7 and 8 o'clock hours. What is happening in your life?
Oh, you're so funny. You're like, Theo has an announcement. I'm like, I do? I'm like, thank you. We've always known about this. I'm really terrible at actually talking about my stuff. Ryan, you're great at hyping me up. Yeah, I officially am with Energy House as one of their Reiki practitioners. So you can book me through Energy House, which is really, really exciting. So yeah, if anyone's like wanting to try out Reiki and whatnot, I mean, you could go through there, but you can still hit me up on the side too, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can still find Miss Theo. That's the best way is on Instagram. I am Miss Theo on Instagram. We have Terry Peters joining us here in about 10 minutes from now. Terry is a writer for Yahoo, senior lifestyle editor, and we're going to talk about kids, video games, and anxiety. I've talked a lot about how, especially on the front end of the pandemic, but certainly over the course of the following years now, video games have helped me connect with people. It's helped me calm my concerns and anxiousness. And it's timely that we're having Terry on because my anxiety is kind of ramping back up right now, just because it feels like with Omicron surging and such, like this is never, ever, ever going to end. That's how I feel inside. So Anyway, we'll talk to Terry about that coming up here in about 10 minutes from now. I'll also tell you about a Yale class. It's boosting happiness surges. It's popular because of COVID-19, according to Ben Hooper of UPI. And Eternals is out to watch on Disney+. Now, have either of you seen Eternals already?
No.
Nope.
I think it's technically The Eternals, I suppose. I guess our good friend Harry Clarence Styles is in an outtake in it. Is Harry Clarence Styles in that movie?
I don't think so.
I feel like if Harry Clarence Styles had been in that movie, like Austin would have told us about that day one.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, good moron to you, Austin at Tab 12.
Top of the moron.
Where the hell did you come from?
She said earlier she stayed home today. Where'd it go? Because she has a headache.
Oh.
But she said, I stayed home
sorry.
today because I don't care anymore. I have a headache and I love you.
Nice. Okay. Listen, Downs, who has seen this apparently. It's not an outtake. It's a post-credit scene. All I know is the headline from Liz Calvario of Entertainment Tonight says, watch Harry Styles, Angelina Jolie, and cast in hilarious outtakes. So maybe on Disney Plus, there is an outtake. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to tell you. I will tell you that story coming up in a little bit. Theo, do you like the stairs? Today is National Take the Stairs Day.
What? I do actually. I do like taking the stairs. Like to be honest with you, like last night, you know, I don't know if anyone lives like in an apartment, you know, you get out of your car and you notice like other people get out of their car too at the same time. And you're like, you know, do we take the elevator together or do I not want to talk to somebody? Like that was me last night. I was like, I didn't want to talk to anybody, so I just took the stairs.
I like it. I'm not always great at like casual conversations in the elevator. Like I can. I mean, I absolutely can. The want to isn't always there. So I could see myself being like, I'll take the flights of stairs.
Yeah, and you know, it's good for your buns, you know?
Although Sean shared with us earlier in the show that apparently it's harder to go down the stairs.
Yeah,
What?
so there's multiple types of muscle contractions. There's concentric contractions where you're using the muscle and the muscle's shortening. So that's like lifting something. There's a isometric contraction where you're contracting it but it's not moving at all. And then there's an eccentric contraction where you're using the muscle but it's lengthening, like putting something down. And eccentric contractions are more difficult. And that's why, like, if you're lifting a really heavy weight and you put it down slowly, that's a much more difficult workout. That is the wrong goal. And so walking or running downstairs is harder on a lot of your muscles and therefore can be more challenging at times.
I can see that. Like when I go on hikes, there's this one hike where it's like 45 minutes incline and then 45 minutes like decline. And the decline, it's like you're kind of just like, and you have to really control your legs so that you don't bust something.
Yeah.
So yeah, the more you know. Look at that. Sean teaching us some real science information.
Well, and I'm happy that it was a situation where like perception met reality because Mike brought it up. Like Mike's like, I think it's harder to go downstairs, and then here's the doctor saying like, well, yeah, it actually is. So
Yeah.
makes sense.
Especially if you're trying to do it in a like slow, controlled way, it's really hard on the muscles, and that's why often like going down a hill, like running down the hill, is really easy because you're just letting gravity do all the work. But if you try to do it in a slow, controlled way, it's actually really difficult.
Kate Zayt says, I always take the stairs. The elevator should be free for those who need it, unless you're on the way to the 10th floor or something. I was wondering why I'm so clumsy going down the stairs. There you go. There's your answer.
Seriously. I'm like, what if I'm just clumsy all around? Are there any scientific reasons for that?
Can't help you there.
Snufkin says, what Sean is saying is also why you get a better workout if you do slow, controlled movements when dealing with weights. You get more out of the exercise going back to the starting position rather than going to the peak of the movement.
Yep. And if you're like, this happens a lot with like Olympic style lifts. If you're going for like a high, like a 1 rep max, and you're trying to lift as heavy as possible, it's easier on your body to put it down quickly or like in a fairly controlled way drop it, because putting it down slowly is really hard on your muscles. And so if you've just like given everything you have to lift it, you shouldn't try to put it down controlled, because you're going to hurt yourself. That's why you see a lot of the like big heavy lifters like drop their weights.
That's true.
They're not just being like showy. They're doing it to protect themselves so they don't hurt themselves with a heavy eccentric contraction.
Actually, thank you for letting me know, because at the gym it's always like, do not drop weights, and they're like dropping weights, and you're like,
sometimes you have to.
But they have to. Got it. Makes sense now.
And then some of them are just being showy, but sometimes you have to.
Coming up on a future GMS in the Wild, Sean goes to gyms and judges people dropping their weights. No, that person was definitely showing off.
That's amazing.
That's great.
Amazing. You definitely should.
Well, you've already filled up so much of my takeaways that were pretty okay section, Sean. I have like no other needs to learn today.
Seriously.
My job here is done.
And we
I'm
still
outta
have,
here.
Okay.
still have Terry coming up.
Wait, now Austin. Okay, but why do they have to grunt as loudly as possible? Like, shh, please. It helps them.
See, I feel like that's true. Like when you're, and I've never been, an A-star athlete, but I remember like when you really had to like throw the ball from across the diamond because, it's a close play at first or something, like you really like into it.
Yeah, you gotta push it all. Yeah. I mean, the tennis players.
Yes.
They're like grunting every single time.
You should hear Kiki Low when Kiki plays squash. That's a real sound effect from Kiki Low. I didn't realize that was you, Sean. My bad. Snufkin, you don't run down a hill, you roll.
I agree with you.
I have often wanted to.
Yeah. Oh, every time I see a hill, I just want to roll down it. Like there was one the other day on a hike. Has anyone ever seen Princess Bride? Wait, Ryan, have you seen Princess Bride?
Oh yeah.
As you wish. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, yeah.
That's such a good part.
That's such a good part. So good.
New gym concept. It's a regular gym, but you have to treat it like a library. Oh, that'd be rough.
Ooh.
Do you get like personal trainers walking around being like, shh? Shh.
And they all have to be spectacled.
Yes.
Kiki goes, I am a grunter. So, yes, it is confirmed. Whilst playing squash, Kiki goes, "Rah! Rah! Ah." Sounds gross. Are you throwing up? No, I'm just grunting. Everything is fine. It's now 7:23 West Coast time. It is 10:23 out East, 3:23 for those watching in the UK.
Top of the Mora.
Superphonic is here. Superphonic's here this morning. It's good to see you. Austin Attack. Also, like, I work at a gym now, and when they drop the big fancy weight, it scares the out of me. Yeah?
We're just not acknowledging, we're accepting.
No, I don't blame you. It's terrifying all the time. Crazy. So.
Also, big fancy weight.
Hyper, has anyone not seen Princess Bride? Hyper, I'll be honest. Anytime someone asks me that question, have you seen blank? It's justified because I've seen far less movies than I probably should.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
It was a fair question from Theo.
It's very, yeah.
Hyper says that still means you get to experience it for the first time. Exactly. It's amazing. It's amazing. All right. What else are we talking about today? It's Kiss a Ginger Day, National Marzipan Day, National Pharmacist Day, National Youth Day, National Curried Chicken Day, and National Hot Tea Day. So we'll talk more about those in addition to National Take the Stairs Day. We'll do that coming up on Gaming Morning Show. But next, it's Terry Peters. We'll talk about kids, anxiety, and video games on Gaming Morning Show. Gaming Morning Show continues. Thanks for being with us. We are getting ready to talk to Terry Peters, who is one of the folks from Yahoo who has written a nice piece. You can link to this here in the chat. I will go ahead and share that with you right now. This is about kids turning to video games to help with anxiety. I'm going to ask Sean, if you can hear me, Sean, to drop out of the Skype call, and we're going to talk to Terry and kind of go from there. This is a pretty exciting deal because I have really dealt with this, Terry, myself when it comes to dealing with stress and anxiety over the course of this particular pandemic, right? It's taken a big toll on me. I'm a social extrovert. And so when I read your piece talking about what it's like to deal with stress and anxiety. It really resonated with me. So we really enjoy. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us about this morning. Can you describe your own experience with video games and the pandemic?
Sure. So, like everybody, I think at the beginning of the pandemic, I had all this anxiety, and Animal Crossing came out, the new one. And we got to where all of us had a Switch. It was insane. We all bought a Switch, we all bought a cartridge, and we would just sit around and play it. And it was so helpful for, I think, kind of distracting and stopping all of those racing thoughts and the what if. And so I kind of put it away for a while. And lately I've just had some personal things kind of going on, and anxiety was raising back up. And I pulled it out, and I felt like it really helped again. And I would sit and, water my crops and catch fish or do whatever in Animal Crossing, and it would kind of calm me down at the end of the day. So that's kind of where this story came from. Is I thought, well, if it's helping me, I bet it helps kids too. And we got into these interviews that I did for the story and found that it does. And I think that's something that we need as parents, right? Is to not feel like they shouldn't be on video games, they shouldn't be on screens. Like, maybe sometimes it's okay, and maybe sometimes there's a benefit.
Yeah, we already have Austin Attack in our chat saying also got Animal Crossing during the pandemic. And the Animal Crossing by its nature, right, is community, because you're building a community as you go. And there's many games that are like that. And it was interesting, too, because my therapist has been huge to me during the course of the pandemic. And you spoke to a therapist for the story. How are they utilizing and discussing video games with kids?
Yeah, the therapist I spoke with is based in California. His name is Monet Goldman, and he uses video games in his therapy sessions. So, he was saying he may sit down kind of that side-by-side play with a kid, and they're playing a game, but then he's like, oh, so how are you feeling? What's going on? And kids are so much more likely to talk to you when that's going on. And so one of the things he said that I really pulled out of it as a parent was, as parents, sometimes they want to talk about Minecraft, right? And they want to talk about Roblox, and we get to where we're like, no more, please. I don't want to see another thing you built. But really, that's such a good way, number one, to let them know that you care about what they're doing. And number two, to make them talk to you. Because if you say, how was your school day? They're going to say, fine, But if you're sitting next to them and, oh, how's that going with your friend? And that kind of thing, then they're a lot more likely to open up. So that was one of the things he said. And then also just that it's legit. I mean, it's a distraction. It can get your head out of that hamster wheel of, what do I do next? And how am I going to fix this? And what's going to happen with this situation at school or at work for adults or whatever it is, that, sitting and doing that in gaming, and it can really distract you and put your thoughts in other places, which is a good thing. It's not always bad.
Mm-hmm. And then how about stories you've heard from other parents? Like, have you heard any unique stories coming from them, how it's helped their own children?
Sure. Yeah. I talked to a mom and a dad, that their daughter has a generalized anxiety disorder, and she was having panic attacks. And they found that if she just picked up that Switch and did something to get her brain off of it, it would help her kind of regulate, and bring those symptoms down. But the dad also told me that he tells both of his kids, I think they're 11 and 7, that he tells them, that feeling you get when you're about to like beat a boss or beat a really hard level or do this thing, and you're like, I don't know if I'm going to do it. That's actually really good, because you can tell your kids that same feeling is what you feel when you get all cranked up and anxious about something. And I loved his quote. He said, I tell her that those feelings might be uncomfortable, but they're not dangerous. They're not going to hurt you. And so it's no different than when you feel that way in gameplay. And so you can apply that to your own life and go like, okay, I feel that feeling, but I can also bring it down. And I really liked that.
I love that.
Yeah, that's very wise parents.
Yes.
Well, and you link, it will again share the story from Yahoo. You have links to talking about how the pandemic has kind of caused a crisis in mental health, even though there were some building blocks for mental health with children. You referenced, as early as 2018. So by no means, right, was this something that is only pandemic related. But what stood out to me about some of the links that you shared as a parent myself is it can get frustrating to hear the same thing over and over again. Like, oh, I want to play Switch. Or I'm doing this in Minecraft. But when you talk about how that's a form of expression, right, and something that helps you relate, plus you can see like the emotional outbursts as way that the kid is maybe demonstrating that they're not handling their anxiety. Some of those things really stood out to me. I guess my last question for you is, as you see the pandemic continuing, right? Omicron is surging. What are some things that you think we should be mindful of going forward as the pandemic continues?
Oh, I mean, are we talking in reference to gaming or?
I mean, there's a lot. That's a complex question, but yeah, certainly how video games can help.
But as far as gaming, again, all of these experts kind of reiterated over and over that we beat ourselves up so much and we're thinking, oh, too much screen time. And it's not true in this situation. It's okay for them to distract. And also it's okay for them to connect online with other people, classmates, or even, my son is 13 and he's in Discord all the time. So it's okay for them to make that connection because sometimes they're not getting out of the house. But the other thing I would say is, the boundaries. I think one of the people that I spoke with was talking about, making sure that your kid understands why you also have some screen time boundaries, or maybe why a game isn't age appropriate. And that as long as you include them and they understand the why behind it, they're more likely to, accept that and not say, oh, you never let me play or whatever. So I think that's important. I think, both giving ourselves some slack because, man, as parents, we're going through it too. And it's okay to need a break, and it's okay to say, hey, why don't you go play the Xbox for a little bit while we watch Netflix or whatever, right? I mean, we're all surviving. We're in survival mode. So that would be my non-expert advice.
Your Animal Crossing island in pretty good shape?
It is. It's getting better. It was very neglected. I came back in tons of weeds and craziness. But yeah, I'm loving all the new updates and the DLC with, happy home, the building islands and all of that stuff. So I'm not a super gamer, but I'm a mom gamer, so I like it.
Terry Peters is a senior lifestyle editor for Yahoo. Thank you so much for talking to us about kids' anxiety in video games, and we'll be sure to link through to the article and look for some future work from you as well.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Terry Peters, thank you so much for joining Gaming Morning Show. It is 7:40 now on the West Coast. It is 10:40 for those watching on the East Coast, 3:40 for those watching GMS in the UK. We appreciate you being with us wherever you may be. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at gamingmorningshow.tv. I'll bring Theo and Sean back in here in just a second. Needall says, absolutely agree with Terry. Great article. Thanks, Terry. Yeah, I mean, listen, this is an ongoing discussion as the pandemic continues. But that said, it's something that I think it was neat to hear, especially as a parent. Hey, listen, you're doing good. I promise you, you're doing fine. And that's something that was pretty important for me to hear, because it does feel like we might be doing things wrong right now as parents. Sometimes it feels wrong, like I'm doing something wrong just for myself, too. And so hearing this story as it relates to kids was super valuable. The other thing I'll add is the idea of being able to play games with my children. I remember listening to an interview regarding Fortnite when Fortnite had just started to take off. It was on the Dan Patrick Show, which I've talked a lot about on this show. Dan Patrick Show is a big, big show in my life. And Dan Patrick was talking to Jerry Ferrara of Entourage about Fortnite. And the reason that that's significant is because Jerry referenced, I like this game because it gives me an opportunity to hang out with my cousin and play games. And that was significant for Jerry. And I think that that's what we've seen, is the opportunity to connect over video games, not only with our kids, but even with our communities and people that we meet through Twitch. That's Theo and Sean back on the left side of your screen. Sean, I know you weren't able to be in there. Can you describe some thoughts that you had as you hear kids, video games, anxiety, and some of the ways that video games can help kids right now in the pandemic?
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree with everything that was said, because I've been living that for the last a little over a year. Because our kids, I've had a Switch, and my kids have dabbled with that in the past, but they've never had a Switch. They very rarely had access to like our family Switch or my Switch. And so they had asked numerous times, more times than I could possibly count, can we get Switch lights? Can we get Switch lights? Can we get Switch lights? And we're like, no, you don't need them. And then the pandemic hit, and we were leading up to Christmas last year, so a little over a year ago. And we were like, you know what? Fine. We can get Switches. My mom had asked just as much as they had, can I get them Switch lights? They really wanted to, she really wanted to get them for birthday or Christmas. And we finally, we were like, we opened the floodgates. We're like, fine, You can get them Switch lights. They can have Switches, and they've used it so much for just replacing some of that time they would normally spend having play dates or going out and doing things, or us going out together and doing things. And we've played lots of games together. The kids really enjoy Minecraft, and having played Minecraft a lot myself, I really enjoy that interaction of they spend time building and working on stuff, and then they show it to me, and we get to talk about it. And having that as an outlet, and then being able to play that together, even though they do so much together, my two kids, being able to do that in a different way instead of just bickering over the same, room of toys they've been playing with for the last 18 months. It's nice to have a new set of toys to play with virtually, and that's helped them a lot too.
Needle says, yeah, absolutely. I think we were all stressed kids. Kids had too much screen time. But just the reassurance that they are, and we are, in survival mode, we got to do what we can. And that was what was interesting. Please read the article, and if you can, read some of the links that Terry includes in the article, because I think it gives a little bit of context into anxiety being ramped up right now. And if we're feeling it as adults, imagine kids who have less life experience and less ability or experience to deal with anxiety, or for us to, as parents, pick up on that anxiety. Some of those links were really helpful to me. In fact, I shared one with Hefty Wife because it resonated with me so much. So big thanks to Terry for joining us. We didn't even get to talk about Terry's big lover of theme parks and beaches and wine. We're going to do a whole bunch of fun stuff, but we'll have Terry come back down the road. That was a lot of fun. Any other thoughts before we move on to the next thing?
No, I think it was a great interview and
solid.
great perspective, and I really love, and I heard other parents talk about this, how important it is for them to carve a bit of time for themselves as well, which parents just don't generally think about, period. Yeah. So especially right now, it's okay to have a little bit of time for yourself.
Yeah. It is now 7:45 out on the West Coast. We talked about Eternals being available on Disney+. This was, for me, the movie that I thought was going to kind of maybe make me interested in the MCU, which I find coincidental because I also understand that from like a critical perspective, this movie has not been as well received. Am I understanding that correctly? Mm-hmm. Like the Eternals was not like, oh, this is what a success this was, right? Yeah. So it's probably going to make sense that I'm going to love this movie, right? But from his Calvario of entertainment tonight, Eternals, watch Harry Styles, Angelina Jolie, and cast in hilarious outtakes. It came out, I think, available today now, the Eternals on Disney+. The gag reel apparently is really, really good. There's laughing attacks and missing marks and Richard Madden overeating Twinkies in the backseat of the car. Apparently there's a whole bunch of good stuff, but Harry Clarence Styles is also in a blooper reel, apparently. So I might check this out. It was released in November, picks up after half the population returns in Avengers Endgame. It also follows a group of ancient heroes from beyond the stars who protect the Earth since the dawn of man. That, again, is from Entertainment Tonight. Are you going to watch Eternals on Disney+?
What? What is happening?
That's a buttsicord.
Buttsicord.
I do want to watch Eternals, and my wife and I usually watch the Marvel movies together, so we'll have to find a time where we can watch it. So I'm excited to see it. Give it a chance.
Yeah, put the kids on Switch. Go Disney Plus that.
There we go.
I like how they had to like bring Harry Styles as just like to like draw people to come watch it.
I don't think that's what they did. Harry Clarence Styles is a huge fan of the Eternals. Ever since I remember first seeing Harry Clarence Styles on stage, I remember him talking about buttsicords, tattoos, and the Eternals.
And Arkansas.
In
Arkansas, yes.
Look, it's Michael. From what I read, the Eternals were a more methodical, slow movie. It wasn't just action-packed. Also, Harry Styles is in a post-credit scene that was kind of a spoiler, but Twitter ruined it anyway.
Spoiler tease.
Good morning to you, Brendan. It's good to see you. Miss Theo's here this morning. Sports.gaming on the left side of the screen. Austin said, I also ruined it on accident, and I still feel bad. That's fine. Don't worry about it. No one was meant to know Harry was in it. Listen, Entertainment Tonight's writing about this. Okay? There's nothing else I can do. It's already out there. More people listen to Entertainment Tonight than they do me. So
I'm telling you, it's leaked for a reason because they're hoping that it'll draw a whole different crowd.
There you go. All right. It is National Take the Stairs Day. So hopefully you're taking the stairs today. It is also Wednesday, which means GMS After Dark is happening tonight. Look, it's Mike O, Wilkins, and Chris M.E. They're going to play Hot Ones. Have any of you watched Hot Ones on YouTube?
Wait, are you talking about the wings?
Yeah.
Wait, you guys are going to do that?
Look, it's Mike O and Chris M.E. tonight at 4:45 p.m. Pacific time.
Oh my gosh. Wait, are they both eating?
Yes.
Ooh, fun.
And Look, it's Mike O is still looking for questions. You can find Look, it's Mike O on Twitter and share your questions with Look, it's Mike O for both Chris and him. I think, like, if Sean and I were to do a Hot Ones episode, we'd do honey barbecue, then we would do Parmesan garlic, and then I would quit.
Wait, I don't hear any hot sauce on those things, though. Would you?
That's my point.
I have a bunch of really hot sauces that my wife got me for Christmas to do some sort of something with. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do with those.
So you like the spice?
Mm-hmm.
Keep it spicy.
We'll give them all to Ryan.
Oh, yeah. Be wasted on me. Yeah, Look, it's Mike O. Neither of those are hot. So on Hot Ones, do they start out with some sort of heat right off the bat? Like there's no warm-up round?
Yes. No. The warm-up round is like the least amount of hotness.
But
like
still hot.
Yeah, I'm guessing, I don't know, maybe like a I don't know, Tabasco. I don't know. Tabasco.
Wait. So Tabasco might be a baseline?
Yeah.
There's no way I'd survive this thing.
Neither of those are hot. Yes. Lady K, what's up? Ooh, Lady K, do we have a hot sauce fun fact? Come on. What up? It's been so long.
Lady K is here. Good morning.
Top of the moron.
Let's do sports. It's 7:50 now on the West Coast.
All right. Sports.
Yesterday, your Calgary Flames and New York Islanders postponed.
Woo! Didn't lose.
Right about now, not losing is welcome. Because it's been a tough stretch for your Calgary Flames. Not good.
We can blame that first break. We were doing so much better prior to the break.
Yeah, because you had to have a shutdown in the NHL because of COVID-19. So it's unfortunate. Yesterday, Tampa Bay did beat Buffalo. So Quiet I Am Gaming's Tampa Bay Lightning did get a victory on the road. 6-1. What else is going on in sports? I could do the Novak Djokovic update, but it's pretty much the same thing, so whatever. Let's see. Joe Judge, the New York Giants head coach. Let's see what happened there. Oh no, go back! Why'd you leave? No, this whole thing is blowing up. What is happening? There we go. They actually did fire Joe Judge a day after general manager Dave Gettleman retired to the Giants, which had not said they were going to move on from Joe Judge. They ended up firing their head coach, ending speculation that the owners plan to hire a new GM and let him determine the 40-year-old coach's fate, according to the Associated Press. Your Denver Broncos may have a new ownership group soon. The AP reports the Denver Broncos cleared the final legal hurdle. They're going to begin transferring ownership of the team, likely through the sale of the franchise valued at $4 billion. $4 billion. Apparently, Peyton Manning and John Elway are both seeking ownership with separate groups. And my friend Larry sent me a poll. Apparently, more people associated with the Broncos in terms of fans want Peyton Manning instead of John Elway. Sorry, John. Sorry, John. John Lester's retired. The longtime pitcher in Major League Baseball has decided to call it quits. Won a World Series with your Chicago Cubs several years back. So John Lester is done. There you go. There's your sports. Sports. Did the Mets win?
Always no for me.
What's that,
I
Theo?
concur.
I said always no for me.
Yeah, for sure. 200-game winner, John Lester. Mike reports the Mets are retiring Keith Hernandez's 17th, number 17 next season. Also, Jim Harbaugh is going to New York. Speculation from Wilkins, Michael. So.
Sports.
All right, there you go.
I literally, I just like black out when you go into your sports segment.
Brendan, no, your Chicago Cubs. Yeah. Lady K's following the rules. I currently have sweet and sour noodles.
What's for breakfast?
Nice.
Yum.
All right, next hour we will play community games. We have quite the tear going on Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth.
Ooh.
Should we go back to that, or do you want to play Google Feud, Theo?
I want to do the hangy manny thingy majiggy because we've done Google Feud the last few times I was here.
Okay, fair enough. We'll continue the hot streak in Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth. Also, takeaways that are pretty okay. Clip of the day and Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Renews coming up next hour. Sean has to take off, which means Bear has to take off. So let's all wave goodbye to Bear.
Bye, Bear.
For some reason, every time that I say goodbye to Bear, the When You Wish Upon a Star song goes into my brain.
Here you go. When you wish upon a star. And it's sad. Oh, he's gone.
When you wish upon Bear.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
We will see you next hour. Sean, we will see you tomorrow. And chat, stick
Bye,
around.
Sean.
It's meditation break time. Theo,
Woo!
Reiki Master Extraordinaire, gets you set up with the good stuff, the meditation break. That is next on this edition of Gaming Morning Show. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at GamingMorningShow.tv.
You guys, this year is all about self-mastery. 22, the numbers are all about self-mastery. So if you've been feeling like a different energy, or you've been kind of like motivated to change your life, build a new foundation for all the goals that you want to achieve in your life, whether that's like career, personal, spiritual, romantic, intimate, whatever that might be, you are not alone. A lot of people are feeling this energy. So today's meditation, I'd like us to focus on letting go of the things that we have left behind in 2021, and now making space for all of the blessings that are coming your way. And that's just also part of like setting your intention and putting it out into the world what you want. So before we get into that, we're just gonna relax, take these few moments for ourselves. So find a comfortable place wherever you might be sitting, laying down, and let's just shake it off. Ooh. Shake off your body, your shoulders, your hands, your legs, your feet, your toes, your fingertips, your head. If you got some hair, shake your hair around. Woo, let it all out, be free. Relax. Beautiful. And as you are there, go and close your eyes as we take 3 big, deep inhales and exhales together. So let's go ahead and do that now. Inhaling through your nose, allowing that air to flow all the way through your nasal cavity, down your throat, into your lungs, filling up your chest. And exhaling out your mouth, opening up your mouth, sticking out your tongue, whatever feels good to you. Inhaling again through your nose. Inhaling all of the love that this universe has to give to you, filling up your whole body with that love. And as you exhale, releasing anything that's attached to you energetically, physically, that no longer serves you, letting the air just take that on and dissolving that energy turning it into positivity. Inhaling one more time, the biggest inhale you've taken all day. Letting that air expand throughout your whole body, beyond your fingertips and your toes. And exhaling, shake it off, shake it off. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And as you settle into this meditation, just allow your breath to come back to its regular state of breathing. And as you're here today, if your mind is a little filled with distractions, that's okay. Those distractions will still be here after this. So let's go ahead and allow those thoughts to melt away for these next 5 minutes. The power of meditation and the power of time, the power that you've given yourself right here. Allow yourself to relax, to flow with ease, and to settle into your truth and your power. As we imagine ourselves sitting in a white room where it's just us in this beautiful, white, quiet room. And just looking all around, each wall around you, a bright white, reflecting the energy of this pure cleansing light around you. As we look straight up above, as the roof of this building starts to open up. And as it opens up, you notice a beautiful blue sky filled with clouds and green trees overhanging, flowing in the gust of wind as the warmth of the sun beams and touches your face. And it just warms your skin, allowing you to relax, to receive, to be present. And as you imagine the light from the sun flowing all the way to the crown of your head, which is the top of your head, we're going to allow the healing energy of the sun to warmly flow down our head, our face, in the back of our necks, in the front of our necks, our ears, and as it's flowing, oozing down our body, it's taking down with it any thoughts of fears, self-sabotage, any blockages that we're placing in front of ourselves, whether consciously or subconsciously, in our way, that is preventing us from receiving the blessings that are meant for us in 2022. Let us dissolve those energies right now, allowing this golden sun of oozing energy to bring those blockages down, melting them, transmuting them, turning into positive energy, flowing down like gravity down your chest, your arms, your back. Also bringing it down any physical pain in parts of your body. Sometimes physical pain is manifested because we're holding on to emotional, spiritual, or mental pain. So just allow this light to flow through your body, everywhere it wants to go, down your stomach, your back, your hips, oozing down your thighs, your knees, your shins, your calves, flowing through your ankles, heels, toes, all the way through. And as it's left your body and your energy field, that energy has been dissolved, transmuted, and has exited your energy field, making you feel lighter, more invigorated, healed and calmer. And so now let's set the intention of what we want for 2022. Let's go ahead and take a little time right now and go ahead and set that intention for yourself. Whatever it may be, finally stepping into your power, going after those goals that you've been putting off to the side for a while. Trusting yourself, opening your heart to love, conquering your fears, treating yourself better, treating your body better, your stomach better, your mind. Learning how to live in flow. Learning how to let go of the past. And learning how to master your own energy. Whatever your intention may be, let's set that intention, believe the intention, and let's be that intention for 2022. And now imagine a white beam of light breaking through Earth's atmosphere all the way beyond the galaxies. This is universal light, universal love. This is the one thing that connects us all. And now it's connecting straight to the crown of your head and infusing this light with your intention. Now we're going to infuse your whole body and your energy field with this intention and their energy. So let's take a deep breath in, bringing in that light, and as you exhale, expanding that light throughout your whole body. So on your own time right now, allowing that light to flow and infuse your body with that intention.